All right. Hey, I'm Coach Leonard, and I am here with Cedara Franklin, and we're doing our athlete interviews. And so I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Cedara. Cedara, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Cedara Franklin. I am from Pocomoke City, Maryland, and I came from Pocomoke High School.
Okay. So when you were at in your high school, when you were in high school, you ran cross country and track. What was your favorite? Did you have a favorite between cross country and track?
Cross country.
Oh, really? Can you
hmm
tell me why you like that more?
For one, when I first started my freshman year, I didn't know much about it. So I came in thinking, oh, I'm just gonna like run a little bit, not too much.
Hmm.
But then I guess training for it was different than track was. So it kind of like gave me a different perspective on how different ways to run other than just seeing track everywhere you go. There was cross country, I never knew about it. So it was like a different feeling and a different experience. That's why I liked it more than track.
So how did you get out for cross country? Was there a friend or something that brought you out?
One of the teachers from the middle school was like, you look like a good cross country runner. I was like, cross country? What is that?
Yeah, for
So
real.
I tried it and I ended up liking it and being
Did
good
y'all
at
have
it.
a middle school team?
No.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay. Usually the schools that have middle schools teams that bump up to the high school, they usually have really good programs. Um, I know that USA Track and Field is really pushing to have more middle schools have cross country. So, well, I just asked you, how did you get started? When you started track, was it kind of just like you were on the cross country team and then you just moved over to track, or which one was first?
Yeah, I went from cross country to track. Um, Moving over to track was kind of hard because you're doing long distance. And for track, I wanted to do short. But they was like, since you ran through miles, you can just do this. And I was like, well, for a track, it's different laps. So I was like, I don't want to do many laps. It's like, all right, just stick with the 1 mile and then we'll keep you at lower levels. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll do that.
Okay, that's kind of what we were going to be doing this year with you. Uh, so you're not interested in doing the 10K on the track?
Mm-mm.
Man, like Andrew Bowen, and that's his race. He loves. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember how many laps that is, but that's a lot of laps.
Can't do that
Um,
many laps. I forget numbers. It's hard for me to remember four.
uh, when I was in high school, we ran on a 160-meter indoor track, and when we did a 2 mile race, that was 20 laps. And
Uh-uh.
people would get lapped, and they were kind of confused. And I remember finishing before other people. I was ahead of them, time wise, but they were finishing before me because people had forgot how many laps they had done. So it was funny. All right, so can you tell me why you chose NC Wesleyan to run at?
um, I guess the people, when I first met them, I was like, it would be nice to run. I didn't even know I wanted to run to my senior year of high school, which is
Mhm.
kind of like late in the game for somebody who wants to run sports in college.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we'll see where we can go, we'll see where we can get to. And then NCWC popped up, and I was like, seems like fun. So I was like, I just try it.
So, and you came and visited. How was your tour and your visit? Did it stand
It
out to
was,
you?
yeah, the basketball game stood out to me, and people that I met the first day, and the I guess the trees and stuff. I like the outdoors. The outdoors was really nice when I came to campus.
You had a really good tour when it came to the basketball. Do you remember the basketball game and how exciting it was?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
get the 3-pointer at the last minute.
I was actually giving a tour yesterday, and I brought that game up. And
hmm
do you remember how the crowd just jumped up at the last minute when the girl hit the? Uh, that was exciting. That was really good, and I like that. Because she was way behind the 3-point line. I mean, a lot behind the 3-point line. And she had 7 seconds to dribble. She got the ball and she just threw it up. And in my mind, I was thinking, dribble the ball, get closer to the basket. And she just threw it up, and nothing but bottom of the net. All right. So, can you reflect on uh, a memorable uh, running experience, either a race or a practice, something that has stood out to you at Wesleyan since you've been here? A hard practice or?
I would say on campus, our race on campus, that was like the funniest race for me because for one, it was our home meet. And I was going too fast, way too fast in the beginning of the meet. And it was like, well, we're gonna follow you and we're gonna keep going. And I was like, I'm gonna slow down because why are we going so fast?
That is probably my favorite picture of all time. It's you and then the whole crowd behind you. Do you know which picture I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Uh,
I plastered it on my wall.
Oh man, I love that picture. When I'm actually gonna print that picture like you and get it really big and put that up near my office. And I got a picture of the guys as well, but that is with the whole crowd behind you. I really love that picture. But yeah, you went out a little fast that day.
Yeah, I did. I was going too fast. I was like, what am I doing? Why is everybody going so slow?
In your mind, were you thinking, Cedara, slow down, Cedara, slow down? Were you thinking that?
Yes.
We all have that experience where you feel so good, but in your mind, you're like, slow down. All right. So we raced at the Disney Classic, and we were on ESPN. How'd you like that? And can you tell me anything about that whole trip, either the trip or the race or anything that you had a really good time with?
Um, the race, I had a good time. It was different. The race was really, really different.
How do you mean different?
I guess by the way the trail was set up, like the different turns and everything.
Okay.
And like when you would be going, you would think you're going fast enough, but you're honestly really not. Like once you hit the woods and people are like, I don't know, they're passing you, but you don't know how they're passing because they're going the same speed.
Yeah.
So that was different. And I guess the finish was really, really different. It was weird. But it was different.
Yeah.
Um, and the trip was fun. I enjoyed the trip. The trip up and the trip back was pretty fun. And the
Um,
different hotels.
yeah. Unfortunately, we got a flat tire on the way down there. When we got there, I'm not sure if Philly was near you, but
hmm
Philly was like super excited. Um, he had never been there before, and he was all excited about being in a big city. And
hmm
I had a really good time when we watched that race at 7 p.m. when the race started with all the fireworks.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, that was a really good time. Um, and then we went back to the hotel. What'd you guys do? Did y'all get in the pool or get in a hot tub or anything?
I don't remember. I think we just sat around, took some pictures in the hotel, and had some good food. Everybody had good food that day. We brought some good snacks, and we just shared snacks that night.
Okay. Now, this year we went to Universal, and I'm thinking we're going to go to Hollywood Studios this year. Have you ever been to Hollywood? Have you?
No.
You haven't? Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, what's been your favorite part of your running experience with us? Either track, cross country. Have you had something like your friendship or the competitions, the practices? What's been your favorite part of our running program so far?
I would guess like in the beginning, not knowing what to expect. Like I knew we were gonna have like a 2 mile, 2 mile run for cross
Yeah.
country. But since me and Sejana were roommates and we were the fastest ones like that I knew of,
Yeah.
we were like literally we stayed up until 12 o'clock in the morning, just worried about that 2 mile run in the morning. And we were like, okay, how fast are you gonna go? I'm gonna match your speed. We're not gonna race, we're just gonna like go over it. So he was like, okay, so when we get there, we're just gonna jog. And I was like, okay,
Oh
we're gonna jog. And so we got there and we ended up racing each other. Like we did not expect that at all. It's like we went way too hard at the beginning. But
okay.
that's one thing.
So do you know why we do that 2 mile time trial?
To see where you are, see where I place you at.
Yeah, and so I can change the workouts because some people will come into the season without practicing. You know,
Mm.
like Christian Tippett. Christian won't run. He won't run one day before the season. It drives me crazy. Have you been running this summer?
Yes, I've been trying. I've been
Oh my,
trying.
oh my
I have been trying.
God. All right. Uh, have you been reading my emails?
Yes.
All right, good. All right. So how would you evaluate your past season? Looking back at it personally, how do you evaluate
Hmm, sounds like, well, it feels like a great start.
it? Okay.
I accomplished a lot last season for cross country.
Okay. You ran your personal best in the 5K. I think you did.
I
As far as
think.
I think, I haven't seen any faster times, but I think you set a school record in the 5K and you set a school record in the 6K, and then it's just your freshman year, and I think you're going to be really, really good. You got a couple more years to really step up, and my goal is to get you into the Hall of Fame. So right now you were all conference honorable mention, and we need to get you into the top, first team all conference. So that's our goal. Um, all right. So you're gonna be a sophomore next year. So do you have any goals? What are your goals for the next year? Have you thought about that?
Um, I'm taking up another major.
Okay. What's your major?
My major right now is communications, but I'm adding on psychology,
Okay.
and I'm dropping my minor, which is music. I'm hoping I find something I like in those two majors and find a career in it. Hopefully, I think I can.
What do you want to do?
Um, I've thought about it, like being some type of psychologist for anything, or if not, then I'll probably dab into forensics and stuff.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's cool. Um, so how would your teammates describe you?
Um, Goofy. Some would say mean, but I'm not mean, like at all. I'm not mean. Parker would say I'm mean, but I'm not mean.
I could see goofy, but I would never say mean. Sometimes you get quiet on me. You get uh, so sometimes I don't know if you're half asleep because sometimes you'll come into practice and somebody will say, "I think she's sleeping in her room." Do you sleep? Do you sleep right before you come to practice?
Sometimes.
Okay. A lot of that Snejana. She sleeps all the time. Goodness gracious. And then what I heard was she's hard to wake up as a roommate.
Yes.
Is she really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
She's like, you wake me up? I'm like, okay, I'll wake you up. I'm like, I woke you up 5 times. You did not get up, so therefore I'm leaving you.
Yeah, I heard somebody was banging on her door one time to wake her up, and she wouldn't wake up. All right. So what experience have you had with people who are different than you on the team? Because we got a variety of people that are different. We got people from other countries. So do you have an experience that you think is interesting?
Um, I would say my best experience. I'm closer to Manny and Philly.
Okay.
So, but Philly, since he's from where he's from, I don't know where he's from, but
Uganda.
okay, well, since he's from there, it's like different things that like he hasn't seen snow.
Yeah.
This is his first year seeing snow, and um, I guess this different hearing different stories from him, like how he lives back home versus here. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I always like listening to those guys talk, about where they were from. Enoch had told me that they only ate rice and noodles, in Kenya. And
Hmm.
so when he got here, he was eating pizza and cheeseburgers. And he was all excited. He would have 2 plates of food, and I used to have to tell him, "Stop eating so much. You're gonna get fat." And but do you remember when Philly and those guys got into the hot tub when we were doing our
Oh
pool?
yeah, yeah. And Philly was scared. He was so scared.
Uh, he said, "Too hot, coach. Too hot." They had never been in a hot tub before. That was a lot of fun. That was funny. Um, so, has there been a teammate that has been influential to you, male or female? I mean, it doesn't have to be running side; it can be personal side.
Um, I would probably say Michelle and Deja. They always keep me like on track with like academic studies,
Yes, I can see that.
and they always make sure either if we don't go to the library together, then we'll go to like Deja's inn and study there, or like just talk about everything, and then we'll go back to our dorm at night.
That's good. And those are two girls that are very focused on academics. So especially Michelle. Michelle is
Mhm.
very driven. When we went on our trip to the NCAA regionals, she was just like, I need a break. And she used this. She used it as like a mental vacation. I don't think she did any studying during that time. She just needed a break. Uh, that was a fun trip. To the was a 4-day weekend to the
Yeah,
NCAA regionals. Did you hear Keontae and Malik back there rapping and making like rap videos?
yeah.
Uh, those guys. Then they came up and played the rap songs to me. I was just shaking my head. I was like, "You guys are crazy." Did you rap at all?
No.
Can you?
Mm-mm. No, not at
Okay.
all.
Well, they can't either. uh, let's see. Do you have a favorite running movie?
Um, favorite running movie. I did, but I don't remember what it is. Um,
Like my favorite movie is Prefontaine. Have you ever seen that one? Okay, that's a really good one.
oh, I know the movie. I think it's something about a mile. It's not 8 Mile, but it's something about a mile.
Oh, and it's
It's
about two brothers.
it's about a coach and this one guy. I guess he had like a lot of trauma, and he
Hmm.
said he wouldn't run again, and he wanted to do like he wanted to PR on this mile time, but he got kicked out of the program or something like that, so he could only do it around this I don't know, it was like a shipping dock or something like that, and they timed him.
Okay, I don't remember that one.
I don't know the name of the movie.
Is it an old one or is it a new one?
It's an old movie.
Okay, there was one when I was younger. I used to watch. She came on TV. This guy was in prison, and
Hmm.
he during his time out in the yard, he would run laps around the yard outside, and he was really fast. And they brought in like a world class runner to race him to see how fast he was, and he beat like the world class runner. I can't remember what the name of that movie was, but that was when I was a kid. Um, so what do you do besides running? What's your favorite thing to do besides running?
Um, I dance around a lot, or I'll
Like
take a lot.
ballet dance or like like dancing in the club dancing?
I don't do ballet, but it's either contemporary or hip hop.
Okay. Are you
But it's like freestyling, never in the classroom.
okay? Have they asked you to join the dance team at the college?
No.
Okay, because I think Tony was talking about being on the dance team.
I didn't want to join the dance team.
Okay, good. So do you have a favorite pair of running shoes that you wear? Like I'm a Nike.
um, yeah, my red Nikes are my favorite running shoes.
Okay. Now, do you remember how many miles you can have in them before it's time to get new ones? I think you froze up on me. You froze up on me.
Oh,
So,
I said I switch off on whenever my feet start to hurt.
okay, now your shoes after 300 miles, you're supposed to change shoes because the insides of them break down. So, because if you run more than 300 miles in them, you start having shin splints, your knees will start hurting, and your back will start hurting. So, after about 300, you usually want to rotate them. I ran a marathon in some old shoes that had probably about 600 miles in them, and
Mhm.
my knees hurt for like a year afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you tell me about a person, an influential person in your life? It could be anytime from when you were a kid to now adult. And is your dad standing in the corner?
Yes.
I see. I seen him walk. Man, he made a debut in the back as he walked through.
um, I don't know. No, you want me to say you, but I honestly don't know. Um,
What about your high school coach or like a teacher when you were in school?
my high school coach, my first one I've ever had, she's one that actually made me stick with cross country.
Okay.
Like if she wasn't there, I probably wouldn't be like where I am now. Like she would, when I first started, she would make sure my form was correct. She would literally ride her bike beside me, just how fast I was going, so how fast she would go.
Mm-hmm.
And she made me fix my form, how fast I was going, and my breathing, and make sure my stride was correct in that. Like we didn't have like a field to run at,
Okay.
so we basically went to the elementary school to like just do like 6 or 7 laps around there to get our endurance correct. And she would do like almost not every lap because she had bad knees, but like every other lap and make sure I had it right.
Okay. How long did she coach you?
Only for 2 years until she went back to the middle school to teach over there. So
Okay.
after that, cross country became it wasn't harder, but it was harder sometimes because we didn't have the right training.
Yeah.
So I didn't succeed certain years because of the training that I had.
Yeah. Coaches make a difference, especially at the younger years. So, do you ever see her randomly?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So, so that's pretty much all the questions I had. Was there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't touch on?
Not that
Okay.
I know of.
Okay. So I was going to ask you, do you know any corny jokes? You look like to end on a funny joke.
I had one yesterday.
You don't remember it?
Mm-mm.
All right, I got one. So how do you make a Kleenex dance? You like to dance. How do you make a Kleenex dance?
Make it boogie.
Put a boogie in it. All right. Well, look, I appreciate you doing the interview with us, and I will chit chat with you later.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.